listen, okay? You can spare me the gory details because your mother told me everything. And needless to say, I won't say disappointed because I'm not disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in others. I'm disappointed in choices that you didn't make. Choices you couldn't control. You know, and I don't want to say in my day, it makes me sound like an old hag, but in my day, we had a way with dealing with people like this. And that was to take them out. I'm just kidding. Oh, I'm just kidding. You know I would never do something like that. I wouldn't. I mean, I myself, I wouldn't. But what others do is not, it's not my anyways. What I'm saying is, the fact that any man would consider cheating on you, first of all, it shows an ignorance on his part, an ignorance on who you are, on your family, on what we can do to him. But that's not the point tonight. The point is you, okay? And if we need to discuss things that need to be done to him, we can do that, okay? Okay, I'm sorry. Listen, I won't make it about me. I won't make it about what I want. Obviously, I have my ideas about what I want, but listen. And look at this. You know what? Your mother serves me Pepsi. Can't even open a bottle of wine for a family member, for a blood relative, an aunt of yours. Anyways, so, listen. I want to give you some words of wisdom, okay? Okay. So before I met Johnny, many years ago, listen, I was a girl who, I won't say I got around because I am a Catholic, but I saw many men, visually, of course, and many of them may have entered my life in other ways. If any of them ever dared cheat on me, on myself, they knew what they had coming, okay? And that's why they never dared. I'm not saying it's a fault on your part for not, showing him the power that you wield and the danger that you wield, which I think you should use. But listen, it's all a part of the learning process, okay? Listen, I may have not been cheated on, but I've had a lot of rough things happen. I've seen a lot of rough things happen as well. I've seen it all, okay? I've seen people faking to death to get out of a terrible marriage, okay? Now that can't be you, okay? I won't let it happen. But really, I've seen it all, okay? Listen, where do you go from here? Obviously, well, what I would do is you need to take at least a week to yourself. Well, maybe we can make that longer. Maybe a month. No, then you risk the dangerous territory of maybe you start hating everyone, and then maybe you gotta go out once in a week, okay? And that doesn't have to have any intention. You just go outside and you look around and just see everyone, okay? But also, you need to understand. This isn't a reflection of you. It's a reflection of him. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I am so sorry. Listen, you can't let this get to you, okay? Listen. Well, okay, I understand. Of course it hurts. Because how could he do such a thing? You know what I mean? How could... It's kind of like, well, listen, I'm not saying you can't forgive, okay? Listen, I understand that it happens. You can work through that if you're married. You haven't been together that long. I mean, well, if you're married, then, well, it depends on the circumstances. I mean, if you have a kid, then maybe you should work it out. If you don't, I say kick him to the curb, but that's just my opinion. That's my opinion. You might meet others that have different opinions, especially in church. A lot of those women, they've forgiven some pretty unforgivable things in my personal opinion. You go home and your husband's laying in bed with how do I say this in a ladylike way? A paid actress, okay? Listen, that to me, I'm about to get some scissors. And he won't be able to touch anyone anymore, okay? That's how I feel about it, okay? But I understand that some people have to make things work. And I'm going to say it. I'm gonna say, and I don't want to say this because it feels wrong to say that you need to watch out for someone else, okay? Because they should be able to do the right thing, okay? But here's the truth. Here's the truth. You gotta show when you're the man. You gotta show a man what you can do to him, how much you can ruin him, how much you can ruin his life, physically, financially, emotionally, socially, okay? You need to let him know. Listen, he can leave, well, under some circumstances, but when you want to, you need to understand. If you need to let him know. If you ever cheat on me, okay, I will ruin you. I will ruin every aspect of your life. That is, if you have a life left. You understand? Of course. Of course. And you have to put them in their place too. You gotta let them know. You can't play around with me. If you try to play around with me, I will kill you. That's why Johnny doesn't play around, because he knows. First of all, because, I mean, let's look at the obvious. Where else could he go that's better? Why would you, if you're living in Disneyland, why would you go to, like, I don't know, like Alabama? Where else could he go? Where else could he go that's better? But I'm not saying that there's somewhere better that he went. He didn't go anywhere better, okay? He was sitting there in a 5-star hotel in New York City, and you know where he went? He went all the way out. He went all the way out in the sticks, okay? And he stayed in a motel. Why would he do that? I don't know, because men don't have real eyes, okay? They have weird sunglasses that they wear that make them stupid, okay? A lot of the time, especially when it comes to women. Listen, I'm not saying it's how it should be. What I'm saying is how it is. You gotta put them in their place, okay? If you can't put them in their place, then I can take care of it, okay? Well, I can't take care of it. I know people can take care of it. I'm not saying we're gonna do anything crazy, unless if you want it. But all I'm saying is a good thing that I never got him into the family business, you know what I mean? Because then we'd really have to do something about him. But of course, you're about to graduate. You can have your big degree. I'm so proud of you. You know that? I'm so proud of you. You're gonna be making all sorts of crazy money. I mean, and then well, of course, then men are gonna be intimidated, but that's because they got their own problems. You know, that just means you gotta find a richer guy, so he won't be intimidated by you, and then you'll be so rich together. It's gonna be beautiful, and then you're gonna take me on a nice vacation. Oh, I'm kidding. You know I'm kidding. And listen, they're gonna mess up, okay? My husband, listen. My husband, he's done many things that he's messed up for, but I kept him in his place, you know? Think of it like this. And sometimes we change, okay? When Madonna released Ray of Light, I felt a betrayal. I didn't really like it because, I was into pop. I've always been into pop music. I like pop, I like R&B, I like all sorts of things. But really, I felt like I grew up, well, when I was in my, early, late 20s, early 30s, that's when she was becoming very popular. I was still going out a little bit, having fun. I like that kind of music. I love disco. Grew up with a lot of that as well. I love dancing. Okay, and so I'm used to that. I'm used to a pop star. And, and she's trying to be all stripped back and crazy and experimental, and I got a little scared. I got a little concerned because that's not really what I came for. But over time, it started to grow on me. We change. And that's the other point I have for you. Listen, a man is a man who cheats, a man who can change? That's a question that only God can answer, okay? And you have to pray on it. Not that man, though. He can die. He can die, okay? But listen, when it comes to, well, we're not talking about marriage. You're not married. If he's dating you and he cheats, he goes to the road. If he's married to you and he cheats, he'll probably go to the road. But you can figure that out on your own. Cross that bridge when you get there. You know what I mean? Anyways, I've been talking for a long time. I'm sorry. I know but it's just my opinion on it. You know what I mean? And you know, my son, you know how he is. Listen, you know how he is. He was basically, he got out. I'm sorry. I know I've been a bit of a tangent, but you need to hear this. Trust me. This will make you laugh, okay? He got suspended for 3 days. Dumbass. You know why? And I would never say it about him except for when he's acting like a damn dumbass, okay? Because he was making out with some girl, okay? In the pushed against the lockers. What are you doing? What are you doing? As if I didn't teach him better than that. And listen, I told him, I said, you are not allowed to do that, okay? Because first of all, I told him, first of all, we keep everything wrapped up till we're 18, at least, okay? Hopefully until we're married, but whatever. I can't control him past then. You know that's how it is. Listen, I don't want any teen pregnancies in this household. I said, you're not allowed to be doing that, okay? You can hold hands. That's all you're allowed to do. And he says to me, and he's like, oh, well, it's not really that big of a deal. I don't know why you gotta be all over my business. And all you do is up my business. I said, you don't know what you're talking about. And I said, you know what? If you're gonna be sitting there, going around like this, treating people like that, and I know that he liked her, whatever, but I know my son, okay? He's not ready for anything serious. And I know damn sure that he's not gonna be sending her any Valentine's anytime soon, okay? All he wants is to get his tongue in and out, okay? And I know that, and that's why I said you gotta treat someone better than that, okay? I'm not even mad that. Well, I am mad that they're kissing, honestly. I mean, he's too young for that. But if you're gonna be doing stuff like that, you gotta be taking it seriously, okay? And I do worry that I could, raise a cheetah or something like that. I mean, you really don't know with boys. You tell them that things are wrong, but then they go out and then, they put the glasses on and they start being nuts. They start acting stupid. You know how it is. Anyways, what I was trying to say was, anyways, what I'm saying is, you gotta put him in that place. I'm putting him in his place. Maybe your man, maybe his mother didn't put him in his place. And of course, it's not your job to mother him. But unfortunately, the reality is, sometimes you just gotta yell at a man. You gotta scream at a man. Especially if you're breaking up with him. It's a perfect opportunity to just tell him every single thing he should ever hear. One time I broke up with a man. He was just being the worst, looking at other people, not doing the things he should, not doing the things I deserved. I said to him, you're a low life piece of shit, broke as fuck, stupid, low on the animal chain, on the food chain, lowest fucking fish on the food chain, fucking minnow swimming out with these fucking sharks. Okay, you're never gonna be anywhere. You're never gonna do anything. And one day you're gonna think about how you wish you had me, but you're not gonna have me, because you know who's gonna have me? Someone who appreciates me and also has a fat fucking load of dough. Okay? And that's what I told him. It's a perfect opportunity to do that. If you haven't done it already, we could pick up the phone tonight and we could tell him. We could rat his ass out. We could fucking make his life miserable, because he deserves to hear it. I know you were probably crying when he told you everything, and you just ran out. You were like, I gotta go. But trust me. What did you say to him? You didn't say much. It's hard in the moment. But listen, now that you have time, listen, I brought you over. Your favorite. I brought over Antonio's. I was there. I was in the city today, and I went over there, and I got you. Listen, we can eat first. I got you spaghetti pomodoro, and I got you an eggplant parm, and they got you the focaccia too. I made sure they had extra, and the dip. Okay. Yeah, the tomato sauce that it comes in. And I made sure they put parm on the side. And pepper flakes, okay? It's the full deal. It's the full thing, okay? I told them, I said, I have a very sad girl at home. And if she doesn't have the best eggplant parm of her life, I don't know what's gonna happen. And I said, you better not skimp on my damn pasta, okay? I know it seems like a lot of food. I'll help you. I'm very hungry right now, okay? That's why I'm drinking so much. I'm hungry. But listen, and I may have eaten a couple of focaccia on the way, but that's besides the point. Listen, you're gonna eat something. We can watch a movie. We're gonna think about things. We're gonna point out everything that was wrong with him. What was wrong with him? Let's think about it. Did he have money? A little bit. He was in a good career. Well, whatever. We can find more of those. You're in college. You'll meet more educated men. We're gonna get more money. Whatever. Throw that out. What else? Was he ugly? He's attractive. Aren't we all attractive? Okay, screw that. Screw him. I'm sure he had a weird mole somewhere. Was he attentive? Did he listen to your needs? Clearly not. No. He didn't listen to your needs. Did he listen to anyone's needs besides himself? No. Was he a selfish piece of shit? Was he stupid? Oh, stop giving him points. He wasn't smart, okay? Clearly he wasn't smart. Look at you. And look what he did. He's a fucking stupid motherfucker. Let's talk about that. And I would get his ass whacked, okay? Okay? You would tell your mother that, but I would. If you needed it, I would. Because this is how I feel about this. This is terrible. And you know what? When we got you ready for your date, okay? And that man came, I knew something was wrong, okay? First of all, you told me the second date he didn't even bring flowers. I understand if you don't bring them on the first date because that's always a little bit much. It's always a little bit, it's like, do you not? It's like, seems like a lot. But on the second date, if that went well, you bring flowers. That man didn't bring flowers, which shows me a lot of things. It shows me he wasn't raised right. It shows me he doesn't respect you. It shows me he thinks that things are expensive, that he shouldn't be giving you nice things. It shows me that he's not ready. And clearly he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? That's all I have to say about that. But anyways, listen. I think, listen. We can watch a film. We can watch something. I got you. We have the food. I do believe your mother has a copy of Goodfellas. We could watch it. We could also watch something a little bit more tame. It's also a long film, but I know she has it. I also know she has, what else does she have? What's new? We could go to a movie. We could get popcorn. That'd be fun. I also know, what else could we watch? We could watch, well, I like, personally, okay, don't tell Johnny this, but I've actually always preferred Taxi Driver as the better Scorsese film. But listen, you can't tell him that because that's bad. But I don't know, I have a strong preference for the 70s. Love the 70s, love the looks. You know what I mean? But we could watch that, you know. There's a lot of things we could do. And I know that your mother wants me to go because she hates me. As you know, she doesn't like me. No disrespect to your mother. You know I love Marianne. But she wants me to go. But I'm staying. Until we call this man and tell him what a fucking piece of shit motherfucker he is, okay? You understand? Okay. My final piece of wisdom for you before the food gets cold and we need to heat it up. I mean, we can already heat it up, but listen. I told you in a week, you're gonna go out with your friends. You're gonna look sexy, okay? You're gonna put on your nicest things. You're gonna go out. You're gonna feel good. You're gonna get looked at. Of course you are, because you're gorgeous. And then you don't need to be with any of those people. That's not what that's about. That's purely for you. That's purely for the ego. And sometimes you're allowed to have an ego, okay? Okay. And then, after that, you're gonna, well, after you yell at him, make sure his life is ruined, go out, and you will be good, okay? And you don't need to be going out there. I mean, I know you're real young. And people, I don't know, things are getting crazy. I feel like younger and younger, they're getting sexier and sexier. You see Britney Spears? That's crazy. What's going on? That's crazy. She's like 16. And listen, I'm not trying to say that you're not allowed to show some skin. I, for one, should see some pictures of me in the 70s, okay? But I'm just saying a young girl shouldn't be happening. You know what I'm saying? When you're that young, when you're that young, you're a little bit older, okay? So you can go out with, you can have your belly out. I don't care. Your mother might care, but it's because your mother has obviously some issues that we've discussed, that I would discuss again with Marianne, and I'll discuss it again. And she knows I'll discuss it for the third time, quite frankly. But, don't age yourself, but also don't hold back. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm just worried. Now I'm thinking about my son. Oh my God. And now he's gonna grow up in this society where all the kids are having sex, and they're all 14. I can't do this anymore, okay? You wanna take him? I'm just kidding. You can't take him. He's my responsibility. Whatever. Anyways, so we're gonna have your eye clamp on. We're gonna yell at him. We're gonna scream at him. Trust me, you'll feel better afterwards. Because you'll think the whole your life, like, oh, I should have said this to him. I should have, you'll have this, like, revenge fantasy that you'll play out in the shower, and you'll be like, oh, screw you. No, absolutely not. I don't have revenge fantasies because I get revenge. I always do. You understand? Okay. Well, we'll go watch a movie. Oh, I meant to give you this. I was looking for things when I was leaving. I was like, I should give you something. Just something. I found this brooch I got this in the 80s, but I thought it was cute. I mean, it's a little church, honestly, but I thought you might like it. Isn't it cute? It's a little moon. The little moon's got little stars on it. My mother gave this to me because she thought it was very hip and fun. It's a little bit hippy-dippy for me, but I did really like it at the time. It reminds you that, I don't know, you're a star, okay? And look at that, that's the moon. And the moon protects a star. And I'm not your moon. Your mother can be your moon. I'll accept that. Even if she doesn't accept me. But that's okay. I dropped it. Okay. There you go. And listen, I have a box of tissues here too if you need to cry it out. You're allowed to cry it out. I like to get angry when I'm upset, but you're allowed to cry it out. Okay? Alright, before the eggplant parm gets cold, we gotta watch a